This episode is brought to you by Captain Morgan's Sweet Chili Lime. The newest flavor from Captain Morgan is better than mind-blowing, okay? It's mouth-blowing. There's one thing we know, and it is things that are mouth-blowing. Try Captain Morgan's Sweet Chili Lime as a sweet heat shot with your crew. Please drink responsibly. Hey, darling.
Hi, Connor.
How are you?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, in a big way?
And like major hanging. Yeah.
That's good. Why? What's up? What's going on?
I mean, just like to cut right to it. I had a baby on Monday.
I saw.
I'm completely postpartum.
Yeah, and it was a it was just kind of shocking.
Birth.
It was a shocking. It was an immaculate conception.
No, actually the birth was like perfect. Like went off without a hitch. The afterbirth was the problem.
Oh, I've heard that about afterbirth.
Yeah, the placenta was like the main issue.
Right.
Can I just get right into it?
Dive in.
So,
well, first let's just say welcome back to Brooke and Connor
yeah,
Make a Podcast.
100%.
We're gonna dive right in. We just started before even. Well, I'm just gonna preface really quick that we are starting an hour late because we had every technical difficulty known to man. But what you will realize, and you'll hear, and you'll see if you're watching, is that we have a much better system going on. The quality all around, thanks to our friends, Evan, who is here in New York with me.
Friends, Evan.
Well, and Izzy, the whole team at TMG,
course,
Grace, everybody that worked so hard to get this. And we're making
so grateful to them. Loves of my life.
This is what Louis Armstrong was talking about when he said one small step for man, but one big step for BNC listeners. Do. Okay, so we're moving and we're growing. And speaking of growing, Brooke, you gave birth to a full-grown adult man. Like
genuinely,
what, 2 days ago?
On Monday, yeah, 2 days ago. And so that, like, forgive my like mood today because I've just been like, I've really gone through it. Basically, I have been wanting a sibling for John for quite a while because leaving him alone in my home, it's like a knife to the heart every single time. Like he's like restless and he just like is so clearly needed a sibling. So I was so excited and ready, and still I'm very excited about giving birth to another child. It happened pretty quickly. I reached out to a rescue, Friends of Normie, which is like the best, truly the best cat rescue in LA. Could not recommend enough. And then was immediately just like set up with my new baby the next day. His birth name was Romeo.
Oh, cute.
Because he has this little heart on his chest. He's a tuxedo, like his brother, like his little brother, John. He's 10 months. John is 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So he's an older brother. Yeah, but he is just, I'm not like...
Quick turnaround on a young mama.
Quick turnaround. He is the most cuddly, affectionate, like he can't get close enough to you. He's constantly nuzzling. He's just the sweetest boy. And up until recently, I was under the impression that John was also just like the sweetest boy. And of course he still is. But because they're both so sweet, you really are supposed to keep cats separate for a bit before introducing them. But I was talking to Romeo's foster mom, and we were like, well, if they're both just like the most friendly, sweetest boys who both have previously loved other cats, like without really needing any space, let's see what happens if we just kind of intro them right away. So brought Romeo home, kind of let him loose. John was very curious. Romeo went under the bookshelf. John followed him, and it was like a very precious moment of John being like, hey, come out of the bookshelf. Like, I love you, my big brother. It was so tender, so sweet. It lasted for 10 minutes until John, like, I've never heard a human make this noise. Like a blood curdling guttural scream. Okay. So that was definitely alarming, and then continued just like screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming. So now Romeo has his own setup, his own room. He's doing great. But John has been a little bit tough, just kind of like with the screaming, and, you know, haven't been able to sleep because of it, which is totally fine. New mothers don't sleep. But yeah, he's getting better. The screaming is becoming a lot less frequent. We had one more small meeting. John did pretty okay. So yeah, I'm hopeful, but the last 2 days have been a little bit rough. But things are on the up and up. I'm hopeful. I'm just tired.
Was the sound? I feel like I kind of heard like the beginning of the sound you Snapchatted me on. It's like,
I have a really mild version.
you know what I
of
mean?
it.
Wait, no, try to do it. Try to show us what
It's just a guttural scream.
Show us what it is.
I can't. I literally, it's not reproducible. That's the whole point.
Like that, or is it?
I'm saying I have a version I could play
like
you.
that?
I have a version I could play you, but it's not this though. This was like very mild. That's the toy. Hold on. You've got. That was a very mild, like that was almost like a friendly version of it.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, did you really not?
Did I heard like Sodi talking or something.
Oh, okay.
Talking.
But things are looking up. I've been going back and forth between names. Romeo really is such a darling and sweet name, especially because he's such a little lover boy. But I just wanted to name him myself, I think. And I wanted something that kind of goes with Jonathan, like the vibe of like a human name.
Yeah.
So I've been diddling with Robert.
Oh, like just randomly you pulled that out of a hat?
It's a family name.
Yeah.
It's Pop-Up's name. It's my great grandpa Robert's name.
Right.
Noah's middle name.
Susu's husband's name.
Uncle Rob. Susu's husband's name. Exactly. So I've been liking Robert. I've also been calling him Bob a lot. Bob and John.
Cute.
Bobby and Johnny.
Yeah.
I've been calling him Bert, Rob.
Bobby,
you can
Rob.
really call him anything with Robert. So I kind of like
Bop,
Robert
Badoo.
and Jonathan. So that's kind of where I am now. I was fiddling with Chip for a second.
I like Chip.
Chip from Chip on My Shoulder Industries from Legally Blonde the Musical.
Oh, okay.
But I've been liking Robert more. Robert Sartorius.
You're going with that?
Yeah. Because he
cool.
like sharts nonstop. And so Tristan came up with Sartorius, which I like the way Robert Sartorius.
Oh, it just reminds me of Jacob.
Jonathan Marie and Robert Sartorius. That's Sartorius. This is Shartorius.
Right. It's so similar.
But
like I would just think
completely different when you break it down. Shart.
I actually think it's maybe just even just one letter different, which would make it feel like I was living with Jacob Sartorius.
Change the meaning. It changes the meaning.
You're right.
Yeah. So I'm leaning towards Robert Sartorius. Bobby, Rob.
But you can't go wrong because what's going to happen, just like with any other animal, is like you're gonna
stink bug.
Just like any other pet that you have, like you can name it. You can literally name it whatever you want.
Totally.
But by just the evolution of language in a home, 1 year in, your cat will be named like Brick House or something.
Yeah.
It's like why do you call your cat Brick House? Well, like how Max, I told you when he was running into the road that one time and I was going, poop, poopy, poopy, poop. Yeah. And they were like, why are you yelling? I was like, that's my dog Max. And they were like, why are you yelling poopy? And I was like, I don't know. Like, you don't live in my home. You don't know how we got here. And I kind of don't know how we got here.
Oh, yeah. I've been calling him Shart a lot too.
Well, I was like dogging on you for naming him Shart, and I just admitted that I called Max Poop. And Poop.
Yeah. I didn't name him Shart. His middle name is Sartorius.
Well, you'll probably end up calling him Shardy or something.
Yeah, he does stink. I love him so much. He really is just good.
Does he smell like poop?
Well, he has a bit of an upset stomach right now because like new food, new home, nerves. Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on it. But yeah, John had the same thing. So he he doesn't smell good, but he's the love of my life. The second love.
Is it
second love
him that doesn't smell good, or is
it's
it
what's
like
coming out? Yeah. Thank you.
But does he smell bad?
Well, what's so interesting, and this is something that I see so much on cat talk.
Does your cat smell bad?
No, his sharts smell bad. But
and sharts are in the litter box, or is he sharting on your
his sharts are in the
bed?
litter box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm so used to my robot that kind of sweeps it out right away. And he also doesn't cover his, this is disgusting, but he doesn't cover his poop with the litter. Like he just lets it sit there, which John covers, which I can appreciate. But I wouldn't say a bad word about Chart. I wouldn't say a bad word about Chart. But
he probably doesn't want to get his feet near the mess.
Yeah. But
ew, oh my
thing
gosh,
about
the smell of cat poop is so gross.
Yeah. But he's perfect. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, BetterHelp. Therapy can feel like a big investment, but the state of your mind is just as important as your physical health. Let's talk numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up fast. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session.
With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big on cost and on time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With online therapy, you get quality care at a price that makes sense and can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it's within reach.
So many of my friends and family have benefited positively from therapy. It gives you the time to prioritize your needs and learn new things like setting boundaries and becoming the best version of yourself.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. It's convenient too. You can join a session with the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time.
Your well-being is worth it. Visit betterhelp.com/BNC to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BNC. The thing about cats, which is so interesting, is they smell great. Like they smell like detergent, like a baby angel, because they're cleaning themselves constantly. But their mouths and their tongues that they're cleaning themselves with smell like the fish market sat outside for 18 days at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense.
You know what? There wouldn't be a fish market at the bottom of the ocean. I just want to flag. I know what you're saying, but I know the smell you're talking about because my cat is like
he
that.
just smells fishy because he eats fish.
My cat, we changed her food.
Yeah.
And she stopped smelling. But she was an indoor-outdoor cat, so she didn't really want to be close to our face.
Yeah.
Certainly didn't sleep next to my
no, both of my cats are kissers. Like licking my face. Yeah. I haven't been able to sleep with him yet, which like breaks my heart because he's so cuddly. But I don't think he's a sucker like his brother.
Well, he's grown out of that phase, I'm sure, the sucking phase.
I know.
You know what's funny?
What?
You know what I was thinking about? R.E. sucking.
What?
How you're a sucker. R.E. water bottle. And you kind of like genetically gave that to your boys.
MG. You're
it skips
so right.
generation because obviously Shardy doesn't have it, but Johnny do.
Yeah, Johnny has it big time. Johnny's been so good.
Johnny be sucking.
But I'm very proud of the progress that John has made with his big brother. You can just tell. And then there's also these cat diffusers that you can get and plug in that are like supposed to ease the tensions between cats. So everyone's like, get one and plug it in the room that they're in. I got 8, plugged it in every single outlet in my house. So
good.
I have high hopes for today. I'm not going to rush it, but I am pretty antsy to get Chartorius out of that room.
I think it's just, you said it already, getting used to your new environment. If you put a fish in a new environment, it just dies, So it's nice that cats are able to work through it.
Yeah, and I feel guilty that I made the mistake of introing them right away. But I've truly, like when we had to evacuate, John was with 4 other cats. I mean, he was the belle of the ball. He was having a blast. And when we went to Florida, he was great with my cousin's cat right away. But I guess it's because it's his space. I should have taken.
I was going to say he's probably
I should have taken that into account. But also, Patrick's dog comes over a lot, Skipper, And maybe it's just because he's a different species. John loves Skipper. I think he must know deep down this is deeper.
This is my roommate.
Yeah. But
well, that's cute.
Yeah,
Good
you'll
job.
love. I mean, you still haven't met John, but you will love.
No. Well, I'll meet him. I'll meet him when I'm there, and not next week, the week after.
Yeah. But when they start cuddling, my God. And they look the same but completely different.
Cute.
Because Shart has short hair.
Shart has short hair.
Sartorius has short hair, and John has long hair.
I like that when people talk about their cats, they're like, "Oh my God, that is so orange cat vibes." I'm like, "Well, what?" Like,
it's true.
It's such a different language. This is such a tuxedo cat thing. I'm like, okay.
What is so insane to me is if you asked me 7 months ago, I would have said, I'm not really into cats. Not really a cat person. Now I would hurl my body in front of a bus for either of them.
Yeah, and it's so weird because it's not like you to have these like obsessive.
It's not.
It's not. Things to obsess over.
It's really not.
So this is out of character for you, but it's cool to see you in like an uncomfortable, like you got out of your comfort zone with felines, and that's special.
I do,
and not only once but twice. You got a little family.
I have a family.
There.
I really am, and you feel this way with Max. I'm sure like they're gonna meet our kids. Should we be blessed?
Yeah,
with fruits of our loins.
Fruits of our loins.
But
yeah, I've been thinking about getting. It seems like all of a sudden. And I bet like this is what it's like to be in heat. Well, no. I bet this is what it's like to like, what's it called when you're like, I'm going to get, I just have noticed a lot lately that everybody's
feel like you're going to get pregnant?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to get pregnant. I don't know. It's just this thing where I'm like,
okay.
Is everybody pregnant?
I'm not experiencing that.
Oh, like you probably will today after I put this out there. But like, I forget, I think in Chicago, when I was in Chicago, I was like looking around a restaurant and I was like, am I at like?
Oh, you mean just in general, not like people you know?
Yeah, I felt like I was at like a restaurant called Third Trimester. Like everyone was about to pop. I was like, we're about to have like a situation where like, is there a doctor here? Type thing.
Oh, I haven't noticed that, but I'm sure I will now that you said something.
You will now. You'll be hyper aware. I have a question.
Yeah.
At what point, if you heard that, say like, if you heard, is there a doctor here? If you were not even like a psychologist, like technically you have your doctorate. You can also be a doctor of, you can get your doctorate in like advertising.
My dad's a doctor.
And what is his, I forget what he does.
Mathematics.
Yeah. So at what point are you no longer like, I'm not going to raise my hand on a plane if you yell for a doctor because I'm a doctor of math.
I think you just know. And if you don't, there's something wrong.
Like
that would be a chip on your shoulder.
Imagine a narcissist on a plane. Like, yeah, I'm a doctor. And then they're like, okay, cool. Like, give him the Heimlich. He's like, oh, I'm a doctor in math.
Yeah, that would be someone who has I agree, like some sort of like personality disorder or something like that. Because you know what someone means.
Someone's having a seizure. Ask me to divide something.
Yeah, no one's screaming for
a
PhD candidate.
I could just see that. Oh, that's a perfect Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. I am a doctor. Like,
well, that's like an ongoing bit in Friends, kind of, with Ross. Like,
oh
yeah,
my gosh,
constantly
okay,
insisting that he's a doctor. Which
parallel thinking much.
Yeah.
So has he done that? Like, did he ever stand up and be like, "I'll take it"?
I don't think there was that scene that you're describing, but there was definitely. I can't repeat it, but I'm seeing a conversation in my head that happened between like Ross and Rachel. And Ross being like, I'm a doctor, and Rachel being like, yeah, I'll call you when like something like that, something flip.
Yeah, when we need to like
when
we find a fossil.
Yeah. Ross is a funny name for a cat.
Oh, something to think about. I do think that cat looks like a Ross. So
really, but his bow tie is like Robert. He's a bow tie, by the way. He was born with his bow tie on.
Totally Ross vibes to have a bow tie, but. Something to consider. No harm in having options.
Also,
and you
the
could
thing about Ross is that it could be a nickname for Robert.
You could go Ross because cats hiss and stuff, which is fun.
I think I will end up calling him Bob mostly.
Did you know I was on a plane and they like several times? One time, someone genuinely like fell forward, neck down, like and I was like, oh, this person's dead. And it was next to me and they were like medical professional, but I was in the window and he's in the middle. So like I couldn't even like sneak out like, oops, excuse me. I'm just gonna like, let me get out of the way here. This person might be dead. And everyone else cleared like aisle in front of me, like row in front of me, row behind me, but I'm in the window and I didn't want to like, they were like, just stay there. Like, don't step over him.
What was happening to him?
He had like a stroke and we landed the plane. We had an emergency landing and I was like, oh, he's fully dead and I'm stuck here. And there was randomly like 4 doctors on board. I'm going to be completely honest. I would also have a stroke and I'm not just being dramatic. Like my brain could convince my body to do that in that situation. My dumb ass like looking around like, oh my God, this is like a good... Oh, where are we? I wonder. And then we were like above the clouds. So it's just like there's nothing even to look at outside. Nothing to look at. Nothing to look at. Nothing to see here. You couldn't see the ground. You could not see the ground. Oh, Brooke. Oh, stop. Okay. I want everyone that DM'd me and said, I saw the ground my whole way from here to here. By the way, I screenshotted like 9 of them. Everybody's seeing the ground. I know. I was wrong. But I've never seen the ground. Well, I sit window like every flight. That's a really good reminder that just because you haven't experienced something doesn't mean it's not true. So thank you. And I want to take that and also say that I've been getting a lot of DMs thanking me for bringing awareness to DOMs because everyone's saying, wow, I thought you were like being dramatic before and I thought I had DOMs before when I just had sore muscles. But no, this is an entirely different beast. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know so that I didn't freak out when I was experiencing this tremendous amount of pain. So just want to say, because you haven't experienced DOMs, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just like how I haven't experienced seeing the ground. Well, I may have experienced symptoms of DOMs called muscle soreness that happens after I may have experienced DOMs. You haven't. I'm telling you, Connor, I've gotten so many DMs being like, I thought you were being crazy. Like I've had sore muscles. Like I've had delayed sore muscles. That is not what DOMs is. You cannot. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Okay. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that. Nice. Epic. Well, one of those is like I saw the ground my whole flight. Like that's just like a fact of what happened. And DOMs is just like so personal to people that like it might not exist outside of their head. Wow. I hope that like Jay Shetty clips this and uses it for like a little gaslighting moment. Teaching. I mean, before you learned that you couldn't see the ground on flights, you had me call my sister. Yeah, I was calling in a professional. Right. I want a doctor. I want to call a doctor and ask about DOMs. I do too. Okay, let's just leave it there for now. Okay. Then. Because like you didn't sleep. Next episode, we're having a doctor of applied mathematics on this podcast to talk about delayed onset muscle soreness. Yes. I agree. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Squarespace. You already know Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it super easy to build a website and stand out online. Whether you're just starting out or already running a business, they've got everything you need. Domain hosting, professional site templates, even tools to help you get paid and grow your brand all in one spot. If you're someone who's booking clients, selling things, or running events, you can set up a site that actually looks good and works for you. You can even send invoices, accept payments, and schedule appointments, all without having to learn how to code. That works for me because I did try to learn how to code, and it just never worked out beyond, MySpace? Anyways, their new Blueprint AI tool basically builds your site for you. You just answer a few questions about what you do, and boom, it generates content and a design that actually fits your vibe. But if you want more control, they have tons of templates for you to choose from, so you can make it as custom as you want. So if you've been thinking about finally setting up that website, now's the time. Head to squarespace.com/B&C for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code B&C to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Sir, can I stop saying RE? That's just not, I don't even know what it means. What does it mean? In reference to? In reference to? Is that what RE is? That's how I would use it. Okay. Cool. Like I think of it like replying to. Like when I hear the word re, I think re, because that's like when they call a hog in. You know, they do the pig calls. Re, re. I'm glad that I have neighbors, and I just got here. Did you know there was a flight that just happened recently, and someone died, and they finished the flight, and someone was sitting dead next to these people. I did know that. Like, Can we read that article? Is that okay? Because I didn't look into it and I wanted to talk about that on here. Couples, I think they sued the plane.
I think they did
Brooke,
too.
I have another thing for you after
Okay.
this. Wait, really quick. I just want to read this. An Australian couple have spoken on the traumatic moment the body of a dead passenger was placed next to them. They were traveling
placed next to them.
Okay, that's different than someone
what's
dying
worse?
next to you.
I think that's worse.
And at least the airline apologized for any inconvenience or distress that they
sorry
admit
for the
may have caused.
inconvenience.
Okay, can you move over here, please? I said, yes, no problem. Then they placed the lady in the chair I was in. Okay, she moved to a seat nearby and said ambulance and officers. Okay, so what, they just landed the normal plane and had her move next to the body?
She was quite large and they couldn't get her through the aisle. So that's tough.
Okay, well, it's the duty of care at the end of the day. I don't think I would be affected by a dead body that much, but that being said, I have
that.
I know.
I think that would like really mess me up. Just
I do
like
say that.
to be
But sitting
next to a
them?
vessel that used to house life and now just doesn't.
Okay, yeah, you're doing it to me. You're doing it for me right now.
Just it reminds you of your own fleeting mortality and that you're just a vessel and you're nothing without like whatever life is, and it could just go out in 1 second. You're alive and the next you're not. So I think I'd start going like spiraling.
Like nuts?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to something less heavy. Did you see the woman that was asked to move so that a mom could sit next to her kid? And she said, no, I paid for this seat. And so the mom started filming her and posted it.
No,
Be
I
like,
did not
this
see
woman
that.
wouldn't move. And the woman that wouldn't move sued the woman that filmed her and posted her unconsensually and the airline and won.
Good. Honestly.
Good. The nerve of some people. I'm sticking with that, by the way. I got some people being like, you really think you're better than a child sitting with his kid? You know what? Pay for the seat if you want to sit next to your kid.
How old was the kid?
Well, it was 2 kids. I moved, by the way. I don't know about this one. Would you ask someone to move so you could sit next to both Jonathan and Chart City?
Yeah.
USA?
Yeah, I would. I still get angry thinking about that woman when I was on the plane with John, just looking at him and going, ugh, I hate cats. Thank you. That's really helpful for everyone involved right now. And just sweet. Also, I have a new tick. I don't know if you caught it.
Caught it?
Yeah.
Why'd you say
I
it
kept
like
going,
that?
nice.
No, you've had that for a while.
It's getting worse and it's louder.
I was going to say, but I'm even seeing it in your comments online.
Yes. But I don't want people to think I'm being rude. It's just a tick. Because people thought I was being rude when I kept saying thank you for letting me know. But that was a tick. Not tick. I shouldn't say tick. A habit. A very. It just is what it is. It just is. You know. It's just something I can't stop doing. Nice.
Nice. Okay. Well, whatever. This woman won the lawsuit.
It was just a kid.
Okay, it was just a kid. So luckily, the mom that filmed that woman and posted her online is trying to stay anonymous here. That totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was on a plane. First of all,
you have been back and forth. Like, where have you been since the last episode? Like 2 different continents?
First of all, like, count how many times in the last episode I was just like, hey, just so everybody knows, I gotta run. Like, I gotta get to the airport. Should have plenty of time to get to the airport. No worries.
Which airport?
That was the issue.
Yeah.
I went to LaGuardia on accident
LaGuardia?
because LaGuardia. I had to go to.
That's a sweet name for a cat.
LaGuardia.
Gert. Oh my God, Gert. Cute.
Gert is. Thank you for bringing that up. That's what I had growing up. Gastrointestinal reflex disorder, disease.
Oh my God. Also a cute name for a cat. Sorry. Dom. As in Dom and Arella.
That is, oh my gosh. And speaking of Dom,
sorry, go
love
back.
that you brought it up.
Go back.
Love that you brought it up.
I know.
Dom, our boy. Okay, we'll talk about him in a second. It's fine. So New York is one of those places where if you say like New York or if you type in an airport even, New York to blank, it gives you LaGuardia, Newark, which is in Jersey, and JFK.
Yes.
And if you're not paying close attention, it will just be like, here's the best flight for you. And it's not LaGuardia, or it's not Newark. It's not JFK. It's just like one of the three.
I always go to JFK, which is the worst.
JFK is the worst, confirmed. Newark is my favorite.
Yeah.
LaGuardia is nice, but it's just too big. Like, I don't know who decided, let's like put an entire shopping mall in the airport so that once you're through security, you need to walk about 2.5 miles to 3.5 miles to your gate. Because like once I was in the airport, I was like, oh, I'm so fine. I'm just like lollygagging, like, oh, duty free cigarettes. Maybe I'll get some.
You were lollygagging?
Maybe I'll get some Captain Morgan sweet chili lime Caribbean rum for my troubles. No, I wasn't really lollygagging, but I was like, oh, I'm late. Also, I get to the airport and I have enough time. I wait through security, get to the front. They're like, your boarding pass doesn't match like the flight that you're. I switched my flight basically, and it was I was going to Canada. I was going to Edmonton to go to MacEwan University, and that's in Alberta, by the way. If you didn't know,
I didn't.
And yeah, no. And so they sent me back out of security to go change my flight at the ticketing desk. And the woman was like, you're not going to make your flight. I was like, so she had to you know what changed? Sorry. Okay. I know what changed. Sorry. I know what to say.
Okay.
My Celsius hit me just now, like in such a crazy way. She was like, well, you said you were going to check your bag and then you didn't check your bag. And I was like, I didn't check my bag because you guys require 2 hours pre-boarding for me to check my bag. That's why I took it. And they were like, well, that's why your tickets don't match. Because you didn't check your bag. I have to rebook you without a checked bag. I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
So
what airline was this?
Air Canada.
Sometimes are you sure that happened?
I promise. Because I was like sending pictures to everyone being like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Anyways, I run all the way to the gate. They're like, obviously you didn't make it. We'll book you to Toronto tonight. So I spent the night in Toronto. And then I went to for the next morning.
Via plane,
which was actually only an hour and a half. It was
if I were me, I'd call it.
Well, I had a show.
Yeah, I know. You're a good boy. I would say, thank you so much. Can't do it.
I've never missed a show yet.
Good job.
But I flew to Toronto, spent the night at the airport hotel, and then at 7 a.m. the next morning, I flew to Edmonton.
How long is that flight?
It was like 4 hours.
What? Oh my heavens.
It's truly like I landed and I was like, oh, I'm not in the right place. Like there's absolute no way. It's completely flat. It's like tundra, snow. And then you enter a city and I was in the right place and it was really fun. Loved them. And then I took the red eye that night to Miami, which was a long flight. And I had to connect.
How long is that?
I had to connect through Atlanta, which is just a special experience because when I did the show, went straight to the airport from the show, and then I didn't realize we're connecting in Atlanta. Luckily, because it's an international flight, I had to land in Atlanta. My bag is checked. I had to go get it from baggage claim, go out through customs and security, and go back in through security and get on another flight to Miami.
I don't know how you operate. Truly.
It was fine because it was an amazing weekend in Miami. I went to the Miami Open, the tennis tournament. And then randomly, the Unwell Network, the Alex Cooper's network, I saw Grace O'Malley's story and I was like, oh, what are you doing here? And they're like, oh, we have like a spring break trip for all the unwell people. And so I invited myself to all of that.
Izzy, we should do that spring break trip.
Wait, yeah. We should do a spring break trip and we can let's all go to Edmonton. It was really easy to get there.
Yeah. My ancestors are from Canada.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They went from Canada to Boston?
No one's from Boston.
Philly, I mean? Sorry.
I think so. At least my great grandpa, not great grandpa Robert. Great grandpa Louie. Thank you. Louie.
For a cat. Louie is a cat's name, by the way. Like,
yeah, but it's almost like too common.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan's sweet chili lime is so delicious, so unbelievable. No words exist to describe it, except these coming up. It's better than mind-blowing, it's mouth-blowing.
Bright, citrusy, and spicy. This newest flavor from Captain Morgan is a balanced blend of sweetness with delicious notes of lime and slightly spicy chili flavor that is great for an escape outdoors with your crew or your next hangout.
I like a little kick, Brooke.
Yeah.
You know that about me. I talked last episode. I love a little kick in everything I eat. I carry sriracha with me. I never thought to put it in my drinks. Captain Morgan sweet chili lime. It's about to be super nice in New York. The past few days, I guess, have been a tease. I'm learning that it does fluctuate. There's fake spring, and then we get into real spring, and then we get into summer, of course. And let's just say Captain Morgan's sweet chili lime cocktails for me and my friends are on the books. They're on the radar.
We think Captain Morgan's sweet chili lime is best enjoyed as an ice cold shot or as a chili lime twist on a classic, like a spicy daiquiri. And we have a recipe to share with you. Pour 1 ounce of Captain Morgan sweet chili lime into a cocktail shaker with ice, shake for a few seconds, and then pour it into a shot glass rimmed with tahini, chili lime, sea salt.
Or keep your Captain Morgan sweet chili lime bottle chilling in the fridge before serving ice cold sweet heat shots for your crew. Please drink responsibly. Captain Morgan sweet chili lime, premium Caribbean rum with natural flavors, 35% alcohol by volume. Captain Morgan Rum Co., New York, New York. Anyways, I had a great time in Miami. I did the thing, which is crazy, that as an adult man, I forget how the sun works. Because I wanted to do that thing where you have a base burn.
Mm-hmm, I'm familiar.
But then I walked down the beach when I got there, and I laid there, and I was like, it's windy and cold. This sucks. I'm so embarrassed. I'm just not going to put sunscreen on. If you touch my, you could grab the back of my head, and you could sand down an old car for it to be repainted with my cheek. That's how rusty crusty my face is right now. You can't really tell because I'm loaded up on Neutrogena Hydro Boost.
Yeah.
And I DM'd Neutrogena Hydro Boost and I said, I want you to know that I love this product and I use it every day, thinking cause it's kind of expensive. I was like, they're gonna send me a gallon of this stuff because I ran out while I was in Miami. They said,
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm humiliated. I'm such a bad influencer. And now I wore my heart on my sleeve for Neutrogena Hydro Boost, and they're like, thanks. It felt like I went up to talk to my crush. Will you go to prom with me? And they're like, oh, that's so cute. That's what it felt like.
You just have to ask, I think.
Hey, I would love some lotion.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went to CVS and bought some, but I really fuck with Miami all of a sudden.
Really?
I haven't had the experience where because I usually stay at a hotel and it's really party city, but I stayed at a really nice family hotel, and I did resorts. I never hang out at the resort, but I had so much downtime in between the Miami Open, which, by the way, if you catch me at every tennis tournament moving forward, don't be shocked. Love tennis tournaments. So much fun. Miami Open was to die. We need to go. That is something that I want to travel to and go with a group to. You would love it.
I'll go to Miami for sure. And I'll be at the resort.
Brooke, it was so up your alley. They had hand roll sushi, which was the best.
Say less. I'm there.
Fatty tuna, hand roll stations where you sit at a bar at the tennis tournament and eat hand roll sushi. Oh, it was just so nice. It was hard to leave.
Wait,
Miami.
correct me if I'm wrong, but have you been reading? Were you reading at the resort?
Yes. How did you know that?
Because you sent me a picture of you reading.
Yeah, I brought my book and I sat in a chair that I rented from...
No way, Connor.
Yes.
I'm really,
God,
really proud of you. Are you enjoying yourself?
Thank you for asking. Would you mind if I went and got my book
Connor,
really quick?
Don't ever ask me that again. The answer is always yes. I would not mind. The answer is no, I would not mind.
I bookmarked a page to read to you, and I'm so glad you said that. Okay, let me go grab it really quick.
I'm so proud of you.
Quick intermission while I grab it.
Okay.
Exactly where it is.
I'm reading this book that is so good. It's called Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley. And I picked it up because the publisher is Crown, who's going to publish Phoebe. And I think my editor also worked on this. So I was like, it'll be great to read one of Phoebe's sisters. It's like too good. It's making me uncomfortable. Like this woman is so brilliant and smart. And I'm like, wait, how, like, okay, this is maybe less sister, more of a distant cousin of Phoebe, but it's going to be a movie starring Saoirse Ronan and Austin Butler. This it's going to be huge, I think. And it just came out. It's so insanely good. Originally I thought it to be Phoebe's cousin or Phoebe's sister. It's probably very distant cousin. Obsessed with it though. Would recommend. It's like so smart. I almost don't understand it, but sometimes that's fun. When you're like, wow, like I know this means something really cool. It's not accessible to me right now, but like I know it's brilliant. Anyway, that's what I'm reading. And now here's Connor. Hey, Connor, all good?
Hi, I couldn't figure out my headphones. Okay. What did I miss?
Nothing. I was just telling people the book I was reading.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. Look at us being a book talk. Okay,
I really love the cover too. It's kind of different. And it's all about music. So that's like the track list at the bottom. And there's like an actual playlist on Spotify that goes along with the book. So you can listen to all the songs that are mentioned. And like, I obviously don't have like a sophisticated music palette. Like I'm like, this isn't like about Legally Blonde, the musical and stuff like that. And I still am really loving it. So
look at
transcend.
You out of your comfort zone.
I really am. I was telling everyone this is published by Crown, who's publishing Phoebe. So I thought they were going to be sisters, but upon like reading this and, you know, seeing how like kind of like brilliantly smart, it's really written smart. So it's like more distant cousins.
Real smart.
It's like real smart like.
Vibes.
It's like real intellectual like.
Okay, so I started my book. But you'll be shocked. I'm 58 pages in.
Honor, that's not nothing.
It's not nothing. I
want you to pretend you're like you're in 7th grade right now. You're in front of the class and you're doing a book report. Okay, tell us everything.
Okay, so basically, like this is the book that I said that I talked about, and I'd said I got this book because I liked the cover. I saw it. Mm-hmm. In a bookshop, and I like couldn't take it with me there, so I just ordered it online, and it arrived in my house.
Oh wow! So you felt really strongly about the cover.
Yeah, I did.
Show it to us.
It's called. Well, I took it off so I could travel with it, and I wouldn't ruin the cover. So it's just white right now. But it's called Long Island Compromise, and I was thinking like, okay, I'm on the East Coast now, Long Island, like it's right there. And so I like know a lot of the locations they're talking about, which is cool too. Like, isn't that a cool? It's like the.
Yeah.
What are those colors called? I don't know.
The primary colors, except for green.
Green.
Yeah, I feel like you like that is your vibe. Like it reminds me of your merch almost.
Right. That was kind of the idea. Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, okay, this will be cool. It's a novel. It's like a story.
Mm-hmm. Did you read the back before ordering it, or
no? I thought it'd be fun to just like dive in. And it's at first they give you a lot of characters and stuff, and right away someone's kidnapped. I'll just tell you that, and it's not giving anything away. So I'm like, oh, this is like a murder mystery, which I love. And then you kind of get in, and there's a new chapter, and it fast forwards a little bit, and so the new characters introduced, and he's one of the sons of the guy.
I'm
who
just
gets
thinking
kidnapped
about
in
this
the
being
beginning.
an actual book report, like in 7th grade. There's new characters. There's a son.
I'm reading this on the plane, okay?
Yeah.
And I am sitting in the aisle, and it's a smaller plane, so the person across from the aisle can read the book. It looks big. The typeface is big.
Okay.
It's large, and so it's easy to see if you're sitting next to someone. And listen, prying eyes, no shame. I'm looking at if you're scrolling through your phone, and I'm sitting next to you on a plane. Even if you're watching a different movie than me, my eyes are all over what you're consuming.
Mm-hmm.
If you're reading a book, I'm reading a couple pages with you. I'll be frank. Now,
did it get smutty?
Out of nowhere, I am not only reading porn, I am reading hardcore, diabolical smut.
How did that fit into the kidnapping?
And let me reverse those roles. I'm not only reading smut, I'm reading hardcore porn.
Yeah.
It is one of the sons just basically, here, let me just read.
Are you going to read us a passage?
Basically, fast forward, he's in a hotel room and he's bound and tied up, and there are two women that are...
Is this the one that was kidnapped?
No. This is the son that just he's really kinky.
Okay.
The new person stuck a long fake fingernail, the acrylic kind that comes in colors with crystals glued onto them, right up his ass.
Imagery.
It had
Very good imagery.
Good, yeah. It had aroused him to look at those terrible nails, but now that one was up his actual rectal cavity, he was wondering exactly how well glued those crystals were, and also how well glued that nail was. Now that he was really thinking about it, and what exactly is the thing you can explain to the ER doctor or a physician's assistant at an urgent care if you needed to have it removed?
I would say that's not smut. That's not meant to turn you on.
It's
sexual imagery and descriptions, but it's not supposed to make you horny.
I mean, it was just crazy to be reading. I mean, it's just what does a pig do? She asked. Oink, oink, he said, reminding him of his kids.
Nice.
I'm like, what?
Oh, good.
No, she's like, lick the carpet. It's just
it's kind of like Baby Girl.
Yeah, and then it was funny because it's so funny. You just made a really good comparison, actually. He's like, I'm sick and twisted in the head, and I'm tied and bound. And then he took all these drugs, I guess, in the morning. And he said he just envisioned the guy who kidnapped his dad coming in, and that's when he came.
Very cool.
So maybe he is
a little fucked up in the head.
Yeah, it could be because I didn't make that comparison. And apologies if you listening to this in public or with your parents or anyone else. That would be. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna see what it got on Goodreads, Connor, because my general rule of thumb, it does not always apply though. Is usually I try to read things that have a 4 and above rating on Goodreads out of 5. That being said, some of my favorite books ever are in the 3s. Okay. But if I'm at a bookstore and I'm like, what's this? I've never heard of it. And it has below a 4, I probably won't. Okay. Long Island Compromise, 3.76.
That's not horrible, right? Out of 5?
It's not horrible. People, oh my God, tons of my friends have read it, Connor.
Okay, well,
Ellen, the woman I was telling you about who rated Silent Patient said, no, this is for people who've never read a book.
Right.
She gave it 4 stars.
Okay.
That's very good for Ellen.
It's written by the same person who wrote Fleshman is in Trouble, which is a really good TV show.
Yeah. 5 stars from 2 people I trust their opinion. 4 stars from another girl who I trust. Marked want to read by my brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm right in the zeitgeist of people that read.
Yeah.
That's out of nowhere. But I will be reading the rest in private. I'm going to read it just at my house, I think. And I'll be reading self-help books in public.
Do you feel like you're going to finish it?
Yeah, I got started. I feel like it would be... I always start books and don't finish them, and it's just making me a little sick to just have all these half-baked things that I'm working through.
Have you tried an audiobook?
It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Because I'll do other stuff and I won't absorb.
Yeah, I mean, me too, but I know it works for some people.
I know.
But I'm really, 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 really proud of you. That makes me so happy.
Thanks. It's a new chapter.
Literally. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Bumble. You already know Bumble is the place to meet people, but have you checked out Discover yet? It's kind of a game changer.
Yeah, Discover is a personalized page that shows you people who actually match your vibe, whether it's shared interests, dating intentions, or even communities you have in common, and it refreshes daily, so you're always getting fresh options.
Basically, instead of swiping through a million randoms, Bumble's actually curating matches that make sense for you. So if you're into coffee snobs, Pilates, or need someone who won't judge your reality TV addiction, Discover's got your back.
Or maybe you're more about finding someone who's on the same page as you when it comes to relationships. Are they just looking for something serious? Or maybe they're just vibing. Bumble makes that super easy to figure out. And it's all based on your past matches and profile. So you're not just seeing totally random people.
It's giving quality over quantity, which honestly, we love. And the best part? Discover is completely free and already built into Bumble. Just tap Discover at the bottom of the app and boom, you're in.
So if you're in the dating streets and want to stop wasting time on people who don't match your vibe, check out Discover on Bumble and start finding connections that actually make sense. I'm trying to think. Oh, my new thing, by the way, this weekend. I'm at the beach, okay, in Miami, like walking down with my book. I'm feeling so good. I post a mirror selfie, just being like, yeah, I'm in Miami. Yeah, I'm enjoying my like little time in between stuff, because you got to just enjoy some time. You got to fit it in where you can. And I go down, I take a picture, all my DMs. Ew, what the fuck? You're wearing flip-flops?
I can't.
What? Ew, ick. What do you guys wear to the beach? Doc Martens? What else would I be wearing? I'm so confused. And then everyone was like, oh, wow, you're wearing Havaianas? You don't know a thing about Havaianas.
They don't.
And I guess what? I didn't need Gigi Hadid to be the creative director for me to fuck with, I almost said Benihana's. Havaianas. I love Benihana's too. Havaianas have been that bitch.
They've always been that bitch.
And now they're going to be expensive.
Good quality flip-flops.
Great quality. They used to be just kind of like easy to get, accessible. They're about to not be, because
you're about to blow them up.
Well, between me and Gigi, we'll see what happens. But it was like the new, like, oh, feet, you're posting feet for free, like, which is just so, like, how?
It's just like, what happened to like body positivity? Like, I can post whatever part of my body I want. People seem to forget that when it comes to feet. If I want to post my feet, let me post my feet.
It's also just like,
and it's also you're the one sexualizing my feet just in the corner of the image in a flip flop.
I felt the need to defend flip flops, because it's like, it is 82 degrees outside. What would I be wearing to the beach except flip flops?
I wonder if they would have the same reaction if you were barefoot. And I bet they wouldn't say anything if you were in Birks.
Oh, people want me to be wearing Birks. I just want to remind people that a Birk, when you're in the heat, creates a smell that is almost opaque. It's in an uninvited ghoul of things that you're walking into a fleshy cave when you sweat in a Birkenstock in the heat.
I've not experienced that, so.
That's like a clogged in the clogs. Is that what you're talking about?
I've
the
not experienced that.
Or the open toed?
What are you talking about?
The clogs.
Yeah, no, I haven't experienced what you're speaking about. But I genuinely, my feet do not smell.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah.
Mine do.
I know.
Yeah. I told you that story about when me and my friend in high school took an edible on a plane, and we were leaving Colorado, like where they were legal. And so we're like, let's take this edible. And we got on the plane, and we're both freaking out. Just like, she looks at me at one point. I was like, wait, people do this for fun? And I was like, shut up. Don't look at me. Everything was like moving in slow motion for me. We got the wrong kind. That wasn't like the fun body high. It was like melty, heavy. I'm drenched in sweat. I had to take off my shoes. And she looks at me and she goes, what's that smell? And I go, I had to take my shoes off. Shut up. Like, don't look at me. She started gagging.
Ew, Connor. I wouldn't even share that.
Well, it's fine. It was just like I was sweating and I had to take my socks off.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed. Like, I have good hygiene. When I sweat a lot, randomly my feet smell bad.
Thank you.
I don't have shame in that.
Okay, good. Good. You should try the whole body deo on your feet.
I would be interested in trying that. I've been an outspoken ball deodorant man my whole life, and that was before they were for sale. So,
yeah, give it a try and let us know what happens.
Oh, maybe I'll put some Lumi on my heel.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what part of my foot it is.
I was going to say, I don't think it's the heel.
It's like the actual bottom of my foot, or is it in between my toes? You're grossed out with feet. I am. Wow, you're like almost one of these people.
I know I'm not. I mean, I feel like there's a big difference between just like looking at a foot and being grossed out and you talking about the smell of in between your toes. Thanks.
I mean, it's not like if you're sitting next to me and I'm barefoot, you're like, holy shit, what is that? It's
sounds
like when I wear
that based off of what you had described.
No, like it's like when I'm in shoes all day, like it's like if I played soccer in my cleats and I take my socks off and I'm in a locker, and that's just like, or if I work out in shoes and stuff, like obviously if you put your head into my shoe and huff, Like you might get a little lightheaded.
Thank you.
Oh God, I'm feeling like really not in a safe
No,
space
I mean, obviously,
suddenly.
like that's normal. You know, like
Different.
people's feet smell. Me?
By the way, I don't want some ogre to DM me and be like, mine smell too. Like, I don't need you. I'm good. Like, I'm okay with my body. I don't need any like reassurance.
I feel good about my body.
No one DM me, by the way, and this like try to relate to me. I do not care. But yeah, so let's move forward. I tried to make a new list about people that I hate, and I was gonna make today like a really positive episode, and it just like switched.
I don't speak
out of
negatively
nowhere
about anyone anymore. And I rate every book on Goodreads 5 stars now, just in case.
That's like a really dangerous like new life to lead. But if someone has to do it, go for it.
Thanks.
I'm gonna state my blatant opinion unless I'm being paid to do otherwise.
God, I get it.
The worst people in the world. People who don't put their carts back and people that are adjacent to that. I've already been outspoken about people that don't stack their trays at TSA. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's the guy who like lurks in the parking
Cart
lot.
narcs.
Yeah, him.
You know who loves cart narcs?
Matt King.
Matt King.
Yeah.
He's just like he would be a cart. Like, I think if he didn't pop off in other ways, like he would be cart narc.
Totally.
Like that, Matt King was also always destined to be famous.
I said that to him yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, his voice, just his voice. Like that,
His
it was meant to speak and be recorded.
Did he do theater?
I think he did.
Yeah.
I don't think like intensely, but I'm sure I think I know that he was in at least a few school plays.
His body yearns for the stage.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
He was. If he didn't find Vine, he would have found something else, you know? He's the only person in the world where I'm like, yeah, you should have 3 podcasts.
I mean, he thrives on ours when he steps up, like when he's in for one of us. It's just always so easy for him. I'm jealous.
Truly.
But so people who don't bring their carts back, people who don't stack their bins at TSA. And I always love that like one martyr that's like, okay, I'll do all of them. Like I try to be that person, but it's like, I'm going to miss my flight to Edmonton, so I need to go.
Yeah.
And I can't only have my shoes off for 2 seconds because people are starting to notice. But people who scoot chairs at like a cafe instead of just lifting them. Are you a scooter?
I'm sure I am, Connor.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
the way
I'm
that you
sure
look, the way
shit
that
I am. I don't know what I am, but based off of just like me and you, I'm sure I am.
Oh my gosh, if someone like is pulling their chair out and it's like,
Yeah, I would
and it's
assume
like,
I would assume I do that, honestly.
I think I'm also really noise sensitive also, so I feel like that might just be like
Yeah.
a pet peeve of mine. But that is just like a level of inconsideration at like a cafe or like a coffee shop or at a restaurant.
I think
In
it
public.
depends. Like there's a huge difference between like scooting a chair out a little bit so you can sit and like dragging it back a lot and then dragging it back in.
I mean, I wrote that down when someone at a restaurant was they needed an extra chair for their table and they dragged it from one table to the other table.
But I don't think I don't know. I mean, I would have to put myself back in the position, but I don't know if I'd be annoyed if someone just scooted a chair out. I feel like that's like
Last time it happened, I was like, I'm going to say something to them, like Larry David style. Like, I'm going to go up and be like, hey, by the way, like, it's easy to pick it up.
It might not.
And you're
It might not. Were they 4'11"?
No, they were a big, tall man.
Okay.
Okay, I want to do White Lotus before we wrap. So I
Okay.
got a lot of stuff. I guess to start, it was a big episode because of the. By the way, just you can end the episode now if you don't want to hear White Lotus spoilers. Love you though, completely head over heels. The incest stuff was like the big kicker.
It was
here.
definitely a kicker. Like, for example, like Sweet Chili
Such
Lime type of
as.
kick.
So it was definitely a mouth blowing type of incest that happened.
And when
this-
last week
this
I said
episode.
I don't think the incest piece is that bad, I did change my mind on this week's episode. Thank you so much.
You almost feel. I don't think you have had anxiety in like the longest time, probably.
You don't think
But
I've had anxiety in the longest time?
Anxiety.
Oh. Yeah, it's been a minute.
You can almost feel his anxiety. Like I can't, but like it also made me be like, wow, everything pales in comparison to like hooking up with your sibling. There is
that
nothing.
almost could be worse.
You like it really, really, really puts things in perspective. Like, and I know it's fictional, but like definitely that shit happens. And before that part happened, I was like, okay, like what, like, and everyone's gonna get mad at me when I say this. Like, the makeout was weird, but it's like,
No, that's what I was
ew,
saying.
okay, like whatever. Like, come on, like let's
that
just
wasn't
act like
it
we both
wasn't as
blacked
crazy
out.
as I was expecting the makeout, especially
Yeah.
because they were both like heavily on drugs, and there was no tongue. I don't think.
No, I mean it was definitely weird. If I was with them, I'd be
I'm not
like,
condoning it, but I'm just saying that
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh my god, like
it's fucked up. So I want to say like that was bizarre. Like I can't believe it got there. What I want to bring up though, however, is the fact this is just a different scene. Belinda.
oh my
That's her name,
god,
right?
I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I completely agree.
Yes, incest is weird, but walking in on your mom with a man and being like,
Should I give you
Oh,
two a minute?
are you in? Oh, did I walk in? Oh my God, shut the door.
I literally said, okay, so the theme of this season is incest when that happened.
Like that was almost like at least those two were on Molly when they like made out, but like you just walked in, hesitated, and then by the way, the son coming in and being like, "Uh-oh, you in the middle of something, mom?" I would have found the gun,
Connor, I was gonna say
hidden in the resort, and been like,
Same.
"Why the fuck did you stare at me when I'm naked with another, like with a man? I'm your mom. Get out of here." And then at lunch to be like,
debrief.
I'm just happy you're getting some. Oh my God. If I say, I mean, I don't know, like you probably, okay, you have divorced parents. Would you be like happy that your mom is getting some? Like, I don't know.
No.
Like, I can't picture saying that to my mom. But then I was thinking like, I would in so many words, you know, if like you didn't, would you be like excited that your parent is moving on? Like maybe like that. I'd be like, I'm happy you're having fun.
I guess if it was like
whatever.
a very different dynamic of like single mother who like spent her whole life like caring for me and never cared for herself, it could be different. But even then, I wouldn't linger.
Stare at
even
her in
then,
bed?
I wouldn't linger.
Yeah, that was almost like up there with the makeout, not the touching. And then, do you have anything else on that?
I just agree that I was like, this is like just as abnormal.
I couldn't
as
look.
the brothers kissing.
I couldn't look, and it really dragged out that scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
The next one, I mean, again, the father, just about, I can't ever remember any of their names, but like everyone seems to know all the names. The dad, just being about to kill himself and
18
imagining all the
different times,
scenarios.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, that has been affecting me in a way that's just like mind blowing. The acting of Parker Posey and what's her face when they find him, unbelievable.
So good.
And I thought it was interesting how like he didn't, when he pictured like the scenario of being found dead, like he didn't picture the sons. Obviously they're on that boat, but like I thought it was funny that he didn't even like, he flashbacks and like he doesn't even think that they would even be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to the monk to talk about everything, and the monk is kind of like, you know, death is awesome. Like it's like relaxing and great, and like you're home. And the fact that that should be such a great sentence, except when the guy tried to kill himself this morning,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And is
Right.
thinking,
How was he to
and
know?
is now romanticizing taking out his whole family, and then the wife being like, yeah, I don't know, I could never be poor now. Like I would rather be dead. And he's like, okay, now I'm gonna take this woman with me. We're all going down into the ocean of group consciousness now.
But there's no way he's dying.
No, I think he's going to be killed by like one of the sons. Like I think the young Loch Ness monster. What's his name? Lochte. Ryan Lochte. What's his name?
Lachlan.
Lachlan. Got it. Lock and Key is probably going to just lose his mind at the end of the episode because he's having, when they were meditating, had the flashback, and now he's realized, like,
I was
oh my
surprised.
God, I did
thought that he knew. Like when they woke up, like I was like, he knows what he did.
No, I think it was just like typical blackout. Like you like have random memories and you're like, am I like imagining myself having done that? But then that like must have just stayed with him and was revisited because of the meditation.
Ooh, it's so bad.
Just like mind blowing and really did something to my stomach that I have not experienced in a long time. I was just like, oh, I'm going to kind of like freak out too.
Yeah. Very unsettling.
Yeah. Really uncouth. I was freaking out with that. And then Oh, the three women.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the three women?
I just want to say really quickly that the guy who plays Valentine doesn't look like doesn't look like himself. Like him in real life doesn't look anything like Valentine.
Oh, did you do a little Google?
No, he came up my For You page. I was like, and he was talking about being in this season of the White Lotus, and I was like, who is this?
Oh wow,
and it's literally he just doesn't have the facial hair. But Connor, he looks.
Oh my God.
Right? He doesn't look like him. Like it's a different person.
Oh,
That's him.
Oh wow,
That doesn't look like the guy in White Lotus.
That's handsome Squidward.
That's not the guy in White Lotus. I don't know what. It has to be more than just no facial hair.
He kind of looks like someone who would have hatched. Like not
From an
he wasn't
egg?
born. He hatched. Yeah.
Interesting.
And don't have me explain that. That's just a vibe I get.
Yeah, I mean,
All
he
right.
doesn't look like Valentine.
Well, speaking of Valentine, I'm gonna read off a tweet that I just think it's funny. So obviously I missed the part, and I think you explained it to me when Jacqueline, which is the only name I know out of the whole show, she's the one who's been like the normal, like not as successful one. out of
No,
the friend group.
Jacqueline is the actress.
Oh, who was the other one?
I want to say Kate. Kate
It's
is
Kate?
Leslie Bibb, right?
Oh, I'm not talking about Leslie Bibb. I'm talking about the other.
Carrie Coon.
What is her name in the show? Why is this so hard? Like the characters themselves are memorable, but their names are not. They should have done a
So
better
many.
job with that.
Lori.
I have new thoughts about Lori.
Okay.
My favorite thing is Jacqueline kind of you showed me that Jacqueline was like, I think you explained this to me last episode. Like Jacqueline was like setting her up the whole time and then ended up hooking up with Valentine.
Right.
And I didn't even understand, that didn't even click for me that like that was not cool. And then
So fucking annoying.
I was just like, oh, okay, well, like, and this is, I finally saw the sentiment that I was feeling. Bitch is mad at this, but like, if I offer you a plate and you let it get cold, I'ma start to nibble on it. No shade, scoot over, ho.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
I
yeah.
just like would have been like, okay, if you're not going to eat it, I will.
That's what
It just like
she,
being,
I mean, she.
but
she
saying
did
that. Like
I-
it feels shady that she didn't say that.
I hate Lori. Like, I hate Lori. I think she's always felt this way. She's always felt like she loathes these two women and their success. And she seems like she's always been miserable. And it's like this thing where she's on this trip. She obviously came into it with a bad attitude. She accepted a free trip from her friend. And now she's just got this like
The thing about
holier than thou
the thing about
attitude
her
because
that I
she's like,
love-
I'm normal. I'm not a celebrity. You're a celebrity. Like and it's like, why are you acting like she just acts like better? I don't know. It's weird.
Well, the thing about her character that I love is that we know nothing about her life pre-White Lotus, but you can just tell how miserable it is.
yeah.
You know, just
Yeah,
based off of the way
you're
she
right.
acts.
Yeah.
Did you see the
she's
theory
like a
that she's Portia's mom?
Why? All the theories I see are like this person's. The theory I just saw was that Greg is Walton Goggins.
I saw that as well. They're the same age.
They are the same age. And then I saw that the woman that works there and is like having that romance with Mook with what's his name? Guy Talk?
Gay talk?
Gay Talk? She's a huge pop star. She was in Blackpink.
She's in
right?
Blackpink, yeah.
So there's a rumor that she's the daughter of the woman that owns the hotel. And like people are saying it's like too crazy to have someone of her status in this show without making some sort of reference to her being like a real life pop star. And I think that'd be funny if she ends up being the daughter and then Greg ends up being the dad. Also, Jacqueline, whoever plays her character, IRL, went into an interview and said, what, you guys think the monkeys did it? Like, no. What are you talking about? That's insane.
Also, she's
Which makes-
48, which I can't stop
I know.
fixating on. She looks my
They look
age.
insane. Anyways, okay. I don't have any. Well, I have one more thing. I thought it was funny how R.E., the two brothers sleeping together. The first episode, do you remember when Patrick Schwarzenegger's like,
His butt was
you can't
out.
sleep with your sister. Like you're a mature, you get
Oh.
mature genitals. Like adult children don't sleep together. That's weird.
Great callback.
Ugh.
Great callback.
That's one thing about Mike White. He's like a callback king.
He's a callback king.
Oh, also one more thing. I saw a tweet about this. You were right, I think, on this. Like, he's like Mike White is just like playing up all these things about like, what is it called? Like stereotypical media portrayals of like different groups, and people are theorizing that he based in some level the brothers on Call Me by Your Name, Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer, based on like their like vibes and like what they look like.
Oh, that's interesting.
I like some genuine like intellectual would have to look into that further, but like when based on just what they look like, I'm like, oh, I see that.
I could see it based off of what they look like, for sure. I'd be curious to read more about that because I'm not sure that I see the parallels.
I'll send you the tweet. I gotta find where I saw that.
Okay.
No, it's just about like, I don't know. I'll find it. It's way more intellectual than I made it sound.
Our whole White Lotus debrief is just like, well, I saw a tweet.
Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts. Like,
I don't either, because I literally every episode ends and I'm just like, huh?
No, when I finish an episode, I go yawn, and then I get on like Twitter and they're like, wow, that was an incredible episode.
And I'm just like, wait, you're right. You are right.
They alluded to so many, like they alluded to Homer's Odyssey. I'm like, oh, did they? I must have missed that.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely not on my phone during this show because I want to see all the like little references, but I miss them. All right, let's jump to Bone.
All right. I'll see you there.
I'll see you there. And thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the Bone.
We'll see you there.
Bye. Thanks again to Captain Morgan's Sweet Chili Lime for sponsoring today's episode. Get your hands on this new mouth-blowing flavor today. Captain Morgan's Sweet Chili Lime, a touch of sweet, a kick of heat. Please drink responsibly. This week on Close Friends.
Like, imagine hating me and I'm just in my robe next to my hot pole. That.
What? Was that a burp?
No, I was just ribbiting.
Oh.
I was ribbiting. I'm trying to attract a mate. You have a heightened sense of smell because you're a wizard, Harry. Sign up on tmgstudios.tv to watch the full bonus episode.